Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 post-game show. I'm your host, Anthony Donardo. With me, we have Neil. Neil, Pirates win today 9-0 versus the Colorado Rockies in Clint Hurdle's return to PNC Park as the Rockies bench coach. The Neil's got on my head. And Bubba Chandler's debut today. So with that said, how you doing?
It's always nice in life when you have things like the Colorado Rockies, where it reminds you that any situation could always be worse. So thank you, Colorado. It could always be worse here. It's not good in Pittsburgh, but at least we're not that team.
The game was quite enjoyable. I'll say that for sure. It started off very enjoyable, and it had everything, at least for the Pirate side. It had offense, it had pitching, even some defense today. IKF, Jared Trill a little bit. So, and Tommy Pham to some degree. So yeah, it had a little bit of everything. Henry Davis to some degree. So, it was a good game. And you know what that means when the Pirates win. Everybody in the chat right now, get your hashtag raise it's in there. If you're listening to this on the podcast, once again, get into this YouTube stream here. If you can, get yourself a chance to win some sandwiches. We only have 33 more games to do so, but I mean, there's at least 10 more opportunities.
How many home games do we have? That's the real question. Because if we have a lot of home games, we're going to give away a lot of sandwiches. If we're on the road, you're out of luck, man.
There's 2 more home games versus the Rockies. So how about that?
Yes. So definitely this weekend.
That's for sure. But so I guess obviously, as you mentioned, Bubba Chandler makes his debut. That's kind of the talk of the night per se, but I don't want to totally overshadow another pitcher that performs in it as well. But again, the talk is Bubba Chandler makes his debut, and we know he wasn't going to be a starter. He's going to be a bulk roll guy. 4 innings, though. I mean, this wasn't your typical 2 to 3 inning bulk roll. He finished out the game, a 4-inning save.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think if you told anyone back in April that in Bubba Chandler's debut, he'd be outpitched by Braxton Ashcraft, I think everyone would have called you insane. But it's true. And it's nothing against Chandler. I thought Chandler looked really good tonight.
He did.
Really glad he was able to come in. Had a lot of AAA struggles. Looked really good tonight, but Ashcraft was just better. And that was really cool to see.
Yeah. Tonight, now granted, it's the Colorado Rockies.
Yes.
I understand. Huge asterisk all involved in there, right?
Yeah.
However, tonight kind of was a showcase of the future. When you have discussions of Mitch Keller trade talk, when you have discussions of what the strength is, and tonight kind of showcased that. I'm not here to this isn't a show to discuss Mitch Keller if he should be traded or not. But tonight featured Braxton Ashcraft starting the game, where he went 5 innings, 5 really good innings, 6 strikeouts. What was it? 1 hit, 1 walk.
Yeah.
And then Bubba Chandler comes in to finish it, 4 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. I mean, 2 brilliant performances.
Yeah. Those were the questions I was going to ask. Would you say, a question you guys is, are the Rockies out of Coors, are they even as good as a run of the AAA team? But regardless, you're 100% right. Even if the Rockies are the worst team in baseball, you just like to see your rookies shove. And I think Ashcraft shoved, Chandler shoved, like you mentioned, 0 walks. That's so big for Chandler. That's what he was really struggling with in AAA. So the fact that he was peppering the strike zone, that's really, really encouraging. 73% strike rate, over 40 pitches. That's what you want to see. Yep. Maybe you want to see more whiffs, but again, it's your MLB debut. You go 4 shutout innings. You get your first career. Was it a save or was it just a win? It was a save. It was a save, yeah. First career save for Bubba Chandler. It was a good day.
Now, obviously, we're getting way ahead of ourselves, but like this is one of those. This is like the perfect, trivia game, right? Bubba Chandler made his debut on August. What's today? The 21st, 22nd, August 22nd of 2025. He throws 4 innings. Did he get the win, the loss, the no decision? No, he got the save, right? He'll have like 100+ wins down the line. He'll be like this fantastic pitcher. And right, like his debut was a save. So, but yeah, again,
that's all over like the Pittsburgh trivia scene in like 15 years.
Absolutely.
What was it?
It'll be on NS9 Jeopardy in 15 years.
Well,
but like you said, like that was what was impressive. Like we understood like why he was in AAA for so long. Of course, you can argue if it was warranted or not, but he was in AAA, and you can't really argue that their reasoning was invalid. He was struggling with command. He was walking a lot, wasn't getting through. And like you mentioned, 40 pitches today in 4 innings, efficient, no walks, right? 29 strikes thrown out of the 40 pitches. Like he looked good, hitting 100. He was painting the corners. He had 2 strikeouts in his first inning up, both at 100 miles an hour. And ultimately, again, 3 strikeouts in 4 innings with just 2 hits and no walks. He looked good. If this is the only sample you saw of Bubba Chandler, you are asking yourself, what the hell was he doing there this long?
I mean, yeah, that's unfortunate because I think we all wanted to see Chandler like 3 months ago. Like I will put that as myself. And but at the same time, he really needed to force the issue and he didn't. Like he went through a very long stretch of baseball where he just was not pitching that well. To where the Pirates could, do I think service time manipulation has something to do with it? Absolutely. I don't think it's a coincidence he's up after August 16th. But he also didn't really earn it, like in July and August. So you kind of when you let the Pirates do that, like you give them justifiable reasons to do it, like that's what happens. But this has been a long time coming. We've been wanting to see Chandler for years, drafted in 21. And it's exciting because again, he's also super young. Like pitchers usually don't debut this young. And so that's why I was never concerned as much with the struggles in AAA, but I am excited to see how he does out of the bullpen in the majors because he's a young pitcher. He's a top talent. And I'm excited to see it. He's one of a nice thing that we can watch until the end of the season.
Like I want to kind of enhance what you said there, like the path of Bubba Chandler. He was drafted. He had a commitment to be a quarterback at Clemson. He also, when he was drafted, came on as a 2-way player to begin his career. Like this is a guy who, like he finally kicked like his second professional year, kicked on to being a full-time pitcher. I mean, he was a project when he was drafted, and so you assumed, like you mentioned, how young he is as far as a pitcher. Like you assumed he was going to develop long. Like when it was Anthony Solometo and Bubba Chandler, I think all of us felt Solometo is probably going to reach the majors if they both do first, and Bubba could come along, and he just rose through this system. And there were struggles early on, but it just started to click for him, and it clicked for a decent amount of time up until it seemed like May this year, and then the wheels kind of came off. You could argue why, what's going on, who knows, whatever. That's in the past. Right now, he is a major leaguer. He is here. He looked very impressive tonight. So again, all we have right now is what we saw tonight. And yes, it's against the Rockies, but I mean, he did what he needed to do against the Rockies. You only have who you're facing. He can't help that, but he did his job.
Yeah, and like I wouldn't say Pirates fans were spoiled, but in terms of like pitching prospects the last year, we've been a little spoiled. And when Jared Jones comes up opening day, electrifying stuff, really young. He was like 23 when he debuted. Paul Skeens immediately the best pitcher in baseball. And I think even skews my perspective, even though like I try to be objective, like, like when he struggled in AAA for those months, like it affects your perception because you're like, what is this? The top pitching prospects don't struggle. They just come up and dominate. And so, yeah, like I was somewhat worried for his debut. I didn't think it was going to go like super, super well, but again, I have no complaints. He was in cruise control and the Rockies had 0 answers for him. Nope.
You talk about the swing and miss stuff. I mean, he had 6 whiffs, 26% whiff rate. I mean, like again, like that. It's not Paul Skeens. Like you said, we're spoiled by Paul Skeens. When he came up to the scene, it was always 30+, sometimes hitting like 40% whiff rate. still 26%. Like he was still missing bats and 3 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Like he had the 4-seamer going. He threw it predominantly. They had a slider in there, changeup, curveball a little bit as well. 2 whiffs on the fastball, 1 on the slider, and 3 on the changeup. And that's one thing I think we've been talking a little bit, like him coming out. The changeup looks really good.
I was surprised
and that's
by
something
that, to be honest.
that's awesome about Bubba.
Yeah. No, like whenever like I hadn't seen his changeup too much, and so seeing that like pop off, like wow, that was really cool. Because you know about the slider, you know about the fastball, you know that he hits 3 digits, but that was super cool to see too. So now we have 2 guys in the rotation who have nutty changeups. So
there you go.
We have Burrows, we have Chandler. So I mean, yeah, you talk about the future, and yeah, that's 3 rookies in the rotation at this rate. No, Chandler's not in the rotation. Sorry, but you have Chandler up, you have Burrows, you have Ashcraft. And then you still have Jones coming back from injury. Oviedo is still coming back from injury. He looked really good in his last out. And then you have Skeens and Keller. So, like, there is pitching depth here. Is it enough for, like, you talk about trading Keller, it's not the show for it. But, like, it is really cool to see all these young arms come up and, like, what you can do with that, the flexibility the team has.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely correct. And like you mentioned, that it is ironic because Bubba Chandler was at one point the number 2 prospect in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had his struggles. He's here right now, but he's also not here just because of the struggles in the bulk role. He's in the bulk role because there's just good pitchers. Again, like, so who are you taking out to get Bubba up here? You can argue he should be a starter. Is it for Ashcraft, which we'll talk about him a little bit more here as well? Is it for Burrows? I mean, those guys are pitching well. You know, obviously it's not going to be Skeens or Keller, right? Oviedo's back up here, and he looked really, really good his last start. So, like again, to that point, like there's some really good, talented pitchers. So this is good to see. And tonight, again, it featured 2 guys that you're hoping to be part of the future. Some really talented arms. Ashcraft has had his limitations because of injury and innings limits and such, but he's always had like the stuff. You know, we were arguing last year maybe to get him up at the end of the year in like a bullpen role, just because of the stuff so good, he could be a weapon and whatnot, and maybe help him develop. They seem to be doing that this year. And now he's back into the rotation. But yeah, like there's some real quality arms. I mean, they're not only they're good and effective, but they get some real high-end stuff with them. And again, both features tonight. We talked about Bubba Chandler. Let's go ahead and switch a little bit to Braxton Ashcraft as well. Again, he went 5 innings, had the 6 strikeouts. He had things going really well for him. What are you taking from Ashcraft in the rotation now?
Yeah, it's interesting because like I always kind of saw Ashcraft as like a reliever guy just because he was never like the most efficient in the minors. He had really, really nasty stuff. Like he's always had really good stuff. We saw that tonight, like absolutely dealing. So I always kind of saw him like maybe projecting toward that, like the high leverage reliever. But like, you know, like any team will take like 5 shutout innings with that many strikeouts, really limiting the hard contact. Like that was really, really impressive by Ashcraft as well. Like, you know, again, it is the Rockies, so you have to temper that. But I didn't really see him panning out as a starter. And so it would be really cool if, like, you know, he does come out with this. So, I mean, the 2 starts he's had this year, both really, really good. Like 1 earned run in 10 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts in 10 innings pitched. Great stuff. Like really good stuff from him tonight.
Yeah. I guess I'm not arguing what you say about starter reliever. I think my why is a little bit different from you. I see him as a starter, but I could ultimately see him becoming a reliever because you're always worried about the arm. And there is a lot of depth here. So is he maybe the odd guy out to become a reliever? The stuff is great. And also, too, like he doesn't walk guys. I mean, that's why I look at him and say he looks more of a starter to me to mix this up. I mean, he's got multiple pitches. Jared Jones was that guy to me. It's like I could see him being a reliever because it's kind of 2 pitches. He does walk a lot, but those 2 pitches are really, really good. He kind of felt like reliever vibes to me because of just the talent that he is. Ashcraft, to me, the talent that he is screams starter. It's just you've never seen starter innings. I don't know if I can trust him to be like that workhorse to give me 125 plus innings a year. That's what I always felt like what would maybe make him end up being in the bullpen. But so far, what you're seeing is he's been healthy all year. I know they've been managing a little bit. I love seeing him potentially finishing out the rest of the year in the rotation. He's going to get some bulk innings this year, and a good amount that if he's healthy going the next year, you feel comfortable with him being an actual starter. Not so much more working into ramping up and such, but yeah, like again, tonight and like the last time out as well. I mean, he's featuring why he's making a great case to be a starter in this rotation for 2026.
And I'll put it like this, and I think actually one of the comments beat me to this, but I think Ashcraft is what Ben Sherrington thought he was going to get in Carmen Mlodzinski. Moving him to the rotation, I think his stuff, like he is much better at stretching out a game than Mlodzinski ever was. He's able to go through the rotation the lineup more than once. And, like it was really cool to see. And I think it would have been interesting to see this earlier, in the year. Like, when we were need starters and we were, we're playing Mlodzinski, it would have been cool to see him. But I understand, like, he's been injured. He has a career inning limit. So like, I don't actually hate how he's been treated this year. And so, no, it is exciting. And again, like you do go into the next year with like 6 or 7 arms all vying for a rotation spot. And that also helps because the people who don't make it, good bullpen options, which is something this team really needs after Bednar's gone. There's a chance Santana gets traded just because he has a year left on his deal. So like it does help you fill gaps in that bullpen.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this isn't like these are guys that if they don't make the rotation, again, look at Ashcraft, look at Bubba. I have full intentions Bubba's making the rotation. But again, like these type of pitchers, you see this stuff. This isn't if Bailey Falter can't make the rotation, he's going to be an elite arm in the bullpen. Like that's not what Bailey Falter is. Like it's like Andrew Heaney. Like Andrew Heaney he's not the type of guy that, well, he's not an effective starter. We're going to get him into the bullpen now and he's just going to be lights out. Ashcraft can be that dude. Like you mentioned with Mlodzinski. Like Mlodzinski is that guy. He flamed out. Like it wasn't good as a starter. You look at his AA numbers, they weren't good. The Ashcraft has been good in the minors.
Yeah.
But like Mlodzinski can be that elite arm. All these guys have elite stuff in the bullpen. So you are absolutely correct. That's what's really nice about even Oviedo. Like all these guys, if they don't make the rotation, they can be an absolute weapon in the bullpen. And right, again, just featuring 2 guys today. It was just a really nice game to watch because of that. Ashcraft and Bubba Chandler, they did their thing tonight. Awesome stuff. But also, you know what happened today?
Lots of runs were scored.
9 of them. They're up 9-0 to the Rockies. And I'll tell you what, I was a little nervous because it was 8-0 going into, when did they score the 9th? In the 9th inning. I'm sorry, in the 8th inning, right?
I believe so, yeah.
With Canario, that was the 8th inning that he hit the home run?
Yeah, 8th inning, yeah, Canario's home run.
So it's 8-0. Canario hits a home run, makes it 9-0. Now, we've been here before with the Rockies being up 9-0. And the thing is, Ryan was gloating at 8-0. Well, let me remind you, Ryan's lock of the day presented by FanDuel was 1.5 runs for the Pirates. That's how many they're beat them by. They're up by 8. He had this lock in hand. And then Canario hit the 9th run. He hit the home run to make it 9-0. At that point, I thought we were cooked. I thought we were done because the Ryan doesn't win. I thought 9-0 all over again. Here it comes. But no, they're able to persevere through Ryan's powers and still win this game.
I won't lie, the thought crossed my head. Like when we were up, now to be fair, like the last time is because we were up like in the 3rd inning and gave us a lot of time to blow it. But yeah, that definitely crossed my mind. I'm like, oh, hey, we used to be up 9-0 to the Rockies before.
Yeah. And then they lost.
Yeah. Really glad I wasn't on the post game for that one. No, it was super enjoyable, super comfy, super relaxed win tonight. You never really felt too much in danger. And the bats were flying. Do you think Senzatella likes baseball?
I think he likes baseball, just not currently.
I mean, like 7.15 ERA. Yeah, wasn't he the pitcher in the 9-0 loss too? Like, didn't we put up 9 runs on him like that at that time too? I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember. Was it him?
I'm almost positive it was. You could quote me on that, but like, he must be having a miserable time when like the Pirates are destroying him.
Well, I mean, to be fair, everyone's destroying him.
Yeah, sorry. It was 0.2 innings, 8 earned runs. So
okay, so it was him.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was him.
Well, the Pirates remembered what he had because they came out today hot. I mean, they were scoring in bunches like all throughout the game. I mean, you would think that, but I mean, like they scored 9 runs in the first inning in Colorado. That's not how they did it here. They scored 9 runs, but it was throughout. I mean, they didn't let up. They kept going. The Pirates offense was well and alive. I jokingly said, I think Kutch heard what Tyler said last night about him on NSN Live when we were debating, and he asked me the question, would you take Andrew McCutchen or Tommy Pham right now? Now, Tommy Pham didn't help either, but Kutch comes out and hits 2 back-to-back 2 RBI doubles in this game. When he hits the second one, it makes it a 5-0 ball game. At that time, you're feeling pretty good. Ashcraft is locked in. The Pirates are up 5-0. But yeah, I mean, this team, they came out swinging today and swinging pretty good and had a lot of doubles, even some home runs. In total, they had 9 hits, 3 walks, just 6 strikeouts. As far as multiple hits, Horwitz had 2, also a home run tonight. Tommy Pham had 2. McCutchen had 2. Triolo had 2. Henry Davis had 2. So, like you said, that's how you know it's the Colorado Rockies, and maybe the pitching stuff's a little bit invalid, but hey, it happened. Stats all count. I mean, the Padres don't get their stats wiped away when they face the Rockies every year. How many times, right? So it still counts.
Nope. Yeah, this game should just like be on repeat in the Pirates front office every day during the offseason. The highlights for this game, just so Ben Cherington can look at it and say, like, all right, I should go get guys who can hit home runs. Because it's so nice when your team actually puts the ball over the fence. It just makes things so much easier, right? Like, it's fun. Horwitz hit a tank. Pham hit a tank, right? Canario homers for like the first time since like the Phillies series.
Well, this is like his 3rd hit, I think, since June 2nd or something.
Yeah.
So like, there's that also, right?
Yeah, like man, really enjoyable. You don't get many games like this for the Pirates offense this season, so I take it where I can get it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I'm not trying to put too much stock into this stuff, but again, it's the end of the year. How you finish means something. I think it does. I mean, that's what we're talking about in 2022, and then 23 came along, didn't really matter. Neither did 24 now we're in 2025, and whatever. But like there's been guys that have underperformed. Like we talk about the Brian Reynolds of the world, right? Like Brian Reynolds finishing the season strong will help you feel more at ease about next year. Horwitz is one of those guys, right? Spencer Horwitz is the guy who they got traded. They got the trade with him. He comes over, he gets injured, doesn't start off the year. When he comes back, he's a bag of mixed balls, right? He's playing good. He has slumps. Now he's playing good again. Just again, to point out there, like he has been really good of late. Like his past 100 and 14 plate appearances. I mean, he's hitting above 300. He's hitting for some power now, a well above average weighted runs created plus. And like I said, tonight, another home run, added to his mix. So Spencer Horwitz has been playing rather well lately, as well as the Brian Reynolds of the world. Jared Triolo is also, of course, Tommy Pham still hasn't let up.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because like Horwitz has been playing well, and like the only like real thing I would say that like maybe as like a complaint is that like I just feel like first base has to be a source of power just based off of it, and he's been playing since May, I think. Like he debuted in May. You can correct me if I'm wrong there, and like he has 6 home runs. And so that is really something I feel like would really be beneficial to the Pirates if like he takes a jump from like a 10 to 15 home run hitter to a 20 home run hitter. And really PNC Park's the place to do that. That's hitters central out there in the Clemente Wall. And But no, like he has been a really, really, really solid hitter for the past 2 months. You know, like he is reliable. And even though he's not the fastest guy, he plays good defensive first. And, you know, like it's hard to complain. Like, if he's hitting 300, like, you know, he can kind of do whatever he wants. It's hard to complain, especially on this team. Like, you know, do I think he should be batting leadoff? No, I would rather have someone with more speed, but he belongs in this lineup. He's making no money next year. It's a good piece to have on this team.
I mean, I'm absolutely with you. Listen, I get the power thing. I get it. You want power, but let's be honest. This team just needs people that can hit. You know,
yeah.
I would love power from the first baseman, but if you can get in elsewhere, I mean, Ono Cruz is on this team. He better be the guy that produces power. Like, there's no excuse to have an Ono Cruz 2025 season next year going forward, right? You hope that maybe they address third base next year and there's a source of power there. If you just give me a guy that can hit, and again, I know it's small sample to a degree, right? We're still talking 115 plate appearances right now, but again, in his last 115 plate appearances, he is batting .314. He has it's definitely over a 140 weighted runs created plus right now, but the home run today, you know, in those last 115 plate appearances, it's now 4 home runs in that span, 7 doubles. Like, there's a little bit of pop. You know, he came into this game slugging in 110 plate appearances, slugging .470. That's obviously going up today as well. So, you know, like I will live with Spencer Horwitz being maybe a 12 to 15 home run guy if he's going to kind of do this. And what this is what he did in Toronto. You know, now the sample is larging. It's right at a 99 weighted runs created plus right now in totality for this year. There was a huge slump in the middle of the beginning part and what he's doing now. So that's why, you know, it's there, and it is what it is. But like, maybe you can't excuse some of that because of the wrist and, you know, being rusty or whatever. I'm not saying he has to be this as well, but like, if he can hit for some decent average, give me some, you know, pop as far as home runs, some solid doubles and such in this ballpark, like, I'll take that. You know, what I'm seeing from Spencer Horwitz right now, I will take. You know, again, like coming in with the trade, there's a lot. I can't really trust what Spencer Horwitz was. And again, we're taking a part of his season, the better part, and trying to work with it when there's still a really, really bad part. You know, I don't want to make this fooling us into like, this is him, but like, if he can give me a good average, you see he has good on base skills. He has good defense as well. I mean, that's something this team has been missing for decades outside of like Carlos Santana for 4 months, you know. I will take that version of a first baseman for this team. So
no, it's fair.
Again,
and,
just to kind of give kudos to Spencer Horwitz right now.
And he deserves it. And I think it's entirely fair to write off his early struggles with the fact that he didn't get spring training, that a wrist injury is one of the harder injuries for a hitter to come back from. I really do think that's fair. And I think that, like, you know, he's done a really, really good job to work on being a hitter. What I would say is that, like, if he's going to be this, which is fine, like for the Pirates, perfectly fine. Again, MLB minimum, he's pre-arb, he's in his prime. If he's like 110 WRC plus hitter, that's great. What I would say is that, like, if we're like serious, if we're talking about next year, a serious contending team, he can't be a top 3 hitter on this team, I'd say. But like, if he is like in like the mix of like the middle of that lineup, like I'd say the Pirates are in a really, really good spot if Horwitz is doing that. I think that's a fair way of looking at it. Like, you know, Cruz has to be better, Reynolds has to be better, and you have to bring in some guys who are going to raise the ceiling higher than Spencer Horwitz. But I think any playoff team with his bat would happily take him on the team. And I think that's a pretty big compliment.
Yeah.
Because the Pirates don't have many of those guys right now.
No. And I'm with you there on a lot of levels. But so again, he goes 2 for 2 today, had a really good game. Also, like you mentioned, Kutch, he had 2 doubles and a walk today. He goes 2 for 4 with 4 RBI and a walk. And yeah, like I said, Jared Triolo goes 2 for 4. I know. Again, I'm on Jared Triolo watch for the rest of this year and at shortstop, and he had a good defensive play at short as well. And again, Henry Davis had 2 hits. One screamed right off the wall, almost thought it was going to be a home run. He gets a double out of it. He goes to a 4. Also, again, like Henry Davis's glove, he had a nice picket at second. Guns out. Mickey Moniak on trying to steal second base. That arm is an absolute weapon. That was something we thought was going to happen with him coming out of college, right? You thought the arm, if he still stayed back there, was going to be a weapon, and it is. It's just also the gloves turning into a weapon. The bat's been non-existent though. But today, 2 hits. So
2 hits, and I'm going to keep pounding the table. The rookies look good when Davis catches them. I'm going to keep pounding this. Henry Davis should be the everyday starter, and Joey Bart needs to be the bench catcher at this rate, because Davis, obviously it's Paul Skeens, but he looks great pitching for Paul Skeens. Keller, I know second half Keller, he's been feeling, but he's been getting caught by Bart and hasn't been going so well. Davis, I think a lot of it's helped that he's worked with a lot of these guys in AAA. He has a relationship with these guys because he was down in Indianapolis with maybe not Chandler, but guys like Ashcraft. And so I want to see Davis get 5 starts a week, 4 or 5 starts a week, and especially catching these young guys, because I think he knows them. He knows what they like. He knows how to call them. And I think he's helped Burrows, and I now think he's helping Ashcraft as well. And I don't think it's a coincidence.
It's hard to argue. It's not as if Joey Bart is just hitting absolute nukes or hitting average or, exactly. He's just tearing it up offensively. There's very contrasting. And also, like, Henry Davis isn't a top catcher defensively in the league, but he's one of the better defensively. And again, like, those words are coming out of our mouths right now. And this isn't hyperbole.
It's crazy to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. This isn't just like, you're just a fanboy or whatever. Like, this is the actual, these are facts. He actually is one of the better catchers defensively right now. Henry Davis did that. And, congratulations. That was a ton of hard work by him to make this happen. And he's done so. It's just, unfortunately, it looks like it's come in the sacrifice of his bat. And, well, that's not good. And so, like you're saying here, he does. He looks good, and it seems like he makes the pitchers look good. Is it worth the little bit of a bat that Joey Bart has to have him back there more than Henry Davis? I don't think. I think you make a good argument. I think maybe it's just better to have Henry Davis back there, working that defensively, working those pitchers, and not making mistakes. The fact that he can just simply catch a baseball, the number one thing you got to do as a catcher is catch. The fact that he can just do that is big. And then again, think about last week. How many times did Joey Bart throw down second base to try to get a guy, caught stealing, and just a wild throw, and Nick Gonzalez can't handle it, and it goes out into the outfield, and that guy takes third. So not like that, the stolen base attempt turns to the guy going from first to second to now first and third. And then whoever's on the mound, right, tries to spike a curveball, and then it gets past him. That's the Joey Bart experience. That doesn't happen with Henry Davis. So the pitchers, I feel, are more relaxed. It's a better situation defensively, but of course you lose the bat. There's just no give or take here. It's one or the other. And I think, with you at this point, just because the offense isn't that much better with Joey Bart, it's not like he's just gifted offensively. It's fine. I would prefer to see Henry Davis every day, and also maybe get that bat there every day, and he can start working on that.
Yeah, and I'll give him this, and maybe we can move on. But if he can go from a guy who's possibly the worst catcher you've ever seen, because when he first caught in the major leagues, it was brutal. It was really bad. It's not as bad as his right field, but brutal. And the fact that he was able to work to be an above-average catcher, which is really, really hard, I have confidence that he can get the bat back. I really do. And maybe that's me coping that he's a number 1 overall pick, that we were all sold on the bat. But whenever I look at him swing, I think he has it. And I can't explain it. I can't give you a reason why, but I am convinced it will come out eventually.
I'm not convinced, but I am absolutely willing to let him prove it, because most people know, but again, this is just actually speaking, catchers typically take time to develop. That's a tough position. You got to know and do a lot of things. You're not helping yourself out. You're helping your pitching staff out too. There's your game planning. You're doing a lot of stuff as a catcher. So it typically takes time as a catcher to develop. But on top of that, seeing how much he has improved defensively, like you mentioned, kind of tells me how much time he's put into it to work on that. So, right, like maybe he's just taking a lot away from the bat. The bat was his calling card. That's in him. It's in there somewhere. We've seen it all throughout the minors. We saw it in single A, saw it in double A, you saw it in triple A. It is there. We just don't find it in the majors yet. So I'm hoping maybe this is the offseason where it's like, okay, let me get Henry Davis back there, right? Let me get this guy back. I got the catching. I know I can be a major league catcher. Still going to work on that, but now let me get this hitter back. I'm not here to tell you it's going to happen. I'm just going to tell you that's why I'm going to have Henry Davis play the rest of the year. And that's why I'm still going to hang on to him, right? I'm not going to plan that he's going to be that guy for next year and going forward, but I still want to hang on to him because that talent still is within him. And he also, not to say Cal Raleigh, but like that can come out. It might be at age 25, 26, hopefully not 27, 28. You know what I mean? But like it's in there somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't understand the analytics or whatever they're saying in the department that Joey Bart gets the starts. I really don't. But hopefully, since the season's over, you just let the kids play. Joey Bart's not. I don't think Joey Bart's a part of the future Pirate success. He doesn't hit well enough. But Henry Davis can be, potentially.
That's where I'm at as well. Yep. Okay. Well, Neil, it's been 36
Sandwich
minutes.
time?
We want to give away some sandwiches. And we're so excited about this win. We just couldn't stop talking about it. You guys know what to do. If you have it already, hashtag raise it in the comments. We'll go ahead and get this drawing ready. We have 94 entries right now, Neil. Just 94. The Pirates won on Bubba Chandler's debut, 9-0. We only have 94 entries.
I swear we used to get 120 on a regular basis.
On the almost like people start.
Yeah, it's almost like it's Friday night and people have things to do.
I mean, the Steelers aren't even on like they were last night. 96 entries now. So while we wait for maybe a couple more, if we can get triple digits like Bubba Chandler tonight, if you haven't already, subscribe to the video. Go ahead, if you're listening to the podcast, leave a comment as well. We do appreciate those. A review, give us a 5-star rating if we're worth it. And then join our MVP, join our Patreon. Links are all below as well. Do all that cool stuff. This moved nowhere. It's a 96. Screw it, Neil. We're doing it. We're
doing it.
So our very first winner, and remind you, for all the winners, go ahead and email us or DM us on any social media, favorably Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or even Discord. Send us your email associated with your Primanti Brothers app, and we'll get those 2 free sandwiches to you. So the very first winner is Carrie Wolf.
Congratulations, Carrie.
Awesome, Carrie. Appreciate it. And now we're drawing for our second winner for 2 more Primanti Brothers sandwiches. Kenbo 33.
Congratulations, Kenbo.
Kenbo 33. You have won as well. Go ahead and send us your email address, and we'll send you out those sandwiches. So that's
Beautiful.
It, Neil.
We did it.
Pirates win 9-0. Bubba Chandler debuts and gets his first career save.
Yeah, first career save. Can't remember the last time we were on a post game and we talked about a win. I feel like it's been like 2 months.
At least. Minimum.
Yeah.
But they'll be back again tomorrow. Yeah. Mike Burrows will take the mound. Another rookie, part of the future. So, and it's the Rockies. So let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Definitely. All right, let's get out of here. Ryan's lock, presented by FanDuel, will be out again tomorrow. He won tonight, but don't let that trick you. Don't let that trick you. Wait for lock tomorrow.
Always fade Ryan.
There you go. Yep. All right, we're out. We love you all. We appreciate you all. Bye-bye.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.